Hello, my wonderful Gemmies and crosswatchers. Welcome to my channel, Project Fev, Tarot, and more. I'm Sharon, Intuitive Empath. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm so glad that you guys are here. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for coming back. I love having you guys here. I love the energy of participatory ascension. It's a great feeling. I love watching it happen. So, housekeeping as always while I shuffle. Personal readings are available. You can look in the description box below for information on how to reach out to me, contact me. Oh, wow. Oh, you guys got the universe working for you right now. I'll talk to you about that in a minute. Stay tuned. Housekeeping first. Do your chores, then we can have the good stuff, right? All right. So, personal readings are now available. Look to the description box below for information on how to reach out to me, contact me regarding what kind of reading you want. If one of those readings doesn't work for you, we can always customize package. Okay, guys? So, about that. If you've ordered a private reading with me, thank you so much, you guys. I really appreciate that. I know that there was at least one Gemini reading that I did do an extended for. And I hope it was really helpful. Okay, so for those of you that did order the personal private readings, your links are now in your emails. Look for them. They came up today. Yes, they did. So glad you guys are here. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to Positive Collective Ascension. That's what we're going to do. Project Fev is all about that. Positive Collective Ascension. Okay? Light workers unite. So, moving right along, the energies are transferable, transmutable. So, if you are a male, if you are a female, and I say he, she, I could be talking about the masculine energy, which is the do energy. I could be talking about the feminine energy, which is the be energy. Doesn't necessarily mean it's gender specific, so take it as it resonates. Chuck the rest. Don't force it. Don't make it fit. Okay, if it causes you confusion, look to your intuition or look for clarification in the message. You can reach out to me for a private reading and we can give you a little more clarification. If it all together is confusing, then it probably doesn't resonate with you guys. Okay, I do have a video posted, an instruction video about tarot. If you're new to tarot, I encourage you to please go watch that video. It will help you understand what's happening with you internally and emotionally. That will indicate to you whether a message is resonating with you or not, the body of the message, and you'll sometimes hear me refer to certain aspects of that. And it also describes my process, how I shuffle, what decks I use, my meditative process, and how I come to the establishment of the, basically how I work my process so that the cards that reveal themselves are the cards we can trust, okay? So I use a classic Celtic cross spread and then clarifiers from multiple decks. Wherever I'm led by spirit, wherever I'm directed to go to, that's where I go to next. Okay. Any other housekeeping? Any other housekeeping? No, not really. Like the video, it helps it to circulate. Subscribe to the channel. Can I just tell you, thank you so much, you guys, for coming back. For those of you who have been here before, I appreciate you watching again. And for new guys, hi, welcome to the channel. Click subscribe. That helps the channel circulate. And if you want to be notified of uploaded new content as soon as it's available, that little bell right there, that's what that'll do for you, okay? Cutting the deck, getting ready to base the reading out for you guys. Gemmies, here we go. What the? All right. Okay. Remember, no matter what I tell you, Gemmies, the universe came out first. Okay? This is all about choice, but the universe came out first. So let's talk about the universal energy of what's happening in the read here. Okay? So you guys have the Justice. Okay? You guys have the Star card in reverse. And you have Temperance in reverse. So let's talk about this. Justice in the upright, okay? Gemini, you were either lied to or have lied. You haven't been honest. Okay, so when we're talking about the universe exposing something dishonest, it could very well just be an illusion that you believe about yourself and you don't know that you're being dishonest about it. You're not connected with that, okay? Or you're misrepresenting yourself, or someone's misrepresenting themselves to you, okay? The reason why I say all of that is not because the illusion card is here, but because justice is about to be served. For a situation that you have had a great deal of patience with, okay, and had a great deal of hope for. And now these cards are in reverse. Okay, that doesn't mean that there's a lack of hope. It means that there's a lack of clarity about the nature of this relationship, okay? And there's also a lack of balance here. Temperance can sometimes be about reciprocity, give and take, okay? Third party energy doesn't show up on the table, you guys. I know that some of you are concerned about that. There is a choice that needs to be made here, though. I do feel like you guys are choosing between an earth sign, which is Virgo, Taurus, or Cappy. I'm picking up a lot on Taurus, Cappy, more than Virgo. So I'm picking up on Capricorn energy a lot. And the Strength card is out on the table, which is Leo energy. So I really feel like you guys are in the throes of selecting. Why is everybody selecting a partner or not selecting a partner? It's like you're either in the throes of selecting a partner or choosing to be single. That seems to be the collective energy. Either I'm going to choose a relationship and this is going to be the relationship that I choose and I'm done, or I'm just going to go it alone for a while. That must be the cycle that we're in collective energy. Okay, and I believe that you guys are trying to make the best decision possible, but the Justice card is about going within and using your intuition to guide the decision to union. Okay, so if you're looking at a twin flame situation or a divine counterpart situation, this is the card that's come out to say it's go time. It's time to select this and make it happen in the real world. Okay. So what we have at the basis of the situation is the Two of Wands in reverse with the Seven of Swords in reverse and the Empress card. So something about this person is resonating at a higher frequency. You guys or the counterpart has done some spiritual work. There is an essence that they've done some, I want to say ego work, because that's how we view the parts of ourselves that we project in a defensive way as a result of the pain body. But I really think of it more as an illusionary identity. It is a collective of all of the parts of yourself that you've defined through the years as a collective of your experiences and the emotional outcomes that are associated with the choices you've made, okay? So that would be like, I selected this partner. This is the relationship I chose to have with this partner. This was the outcome of that relationship as it played out. A collective result of all of my choices was that we broke up. I experienced a great deal of pain. I never want that to happen again. So you reconcile with some judgment, clarity. Some of it is wisdom, some of it is judgment, some of it is immaturity. Some of it is reconciling it in a way that doesn't have complete understanding. Okay, and then that goes into the collective reservoir known as the pain body. And then when we get into another situation where we're in a relationship and now it's time to commit up, it comes up again. And it's like, okay, here's your memory. This is what you decided this is. Okay, and we extract or extrapolate from those lessons and the judgments that we've made about that, what we believe is happening now. Is it accurate? No. Because the now is happening now and it didn't happen then. And when will then be now? Soon, but not now. Okay, so understand that the energy of the Seven of Swords that represents is influencing the situation. So that's what I think is going on, is you guys are moving forward with a decision to cut ties and drop some of your illusionary self, or your significant other or partner is the other person in this situation. And I do believe that that's why we have the Justice card here. Okay, So you guys are doing some shadow work, essentially. Okay, you're dealing with the fact that either you weren't treated very nice or you didn't treat somebody very nice in the situation. And you kind of cut out. And Gemmy, this is an air sign card. I want to say that it's you. I'd like to tell you that this is going to be a great reading for you, and it's all happy roses and sunshine and fluff balls. But Gemmy, sometimes the truth also applies to you, and you need to hear some harsh realities about yourself, which is you're not always nice. You don't have to be. Nobody expects you to be nice. But the way that this played out actually ended up being you kind of, when it comes to reciprocity and a healthy give and take, this is not the card of emotional health. This is not the card of balance in a relationship. This is toxic energy. This represents in a relationship read toxic energy or toxic interaction or a lack of emotional empathy. Okay, you're going to salvage what of the situation you want to take, and you're going to leave. You're going to take more than you leave. One for you, two for me. Okay, that's not a balanced relationship. So it's either you or your counterpart. I do feel like it's the Gemini energy. But have no fear. The Empress is here. With the Strength card in the future position, so you have some very strong, spiritually advanced feminine energies on the table. So it could be the divine feminine. I mean, Empress does resonate as divine feminine. So some of you could have dropped some of the illusionary ego act, done some of that work for yourself, and moved into your Empress energy. Okay? Realized your inner strength because you're coming into contact with your inner self, and you're doing the inner self work, which is about exposing the illusions of self that are not true. Okay? The Six of Wands is in the headspace. It's in reverse. This is also can, in correlation with other cards, depict the ego wanting recognition. Okay, so in a situation like this, what this would indicate is that there's been a lack of emotional expression because the King of Cups is in the desired outcome position. So it's almost like in the situation, you want your feelings to be known without having to express them. And you want to maintain your emotional composure. But it's important to do that from a spiritual standpoint, not from the desire to be recognized. Okay. And that's the Six of Wands is about recognition, admiration. And I don't think that you received the admiration or recognition you were looking for, or your partner didn't, because the Justice card is coming out here. So justice is going to be served to somebody. It's going to be served to somebody. Page of Wands in the past position. This is about, in this situation, could represent an action taken that lacked experience or understanding. So it could be potentially something that caused some damage. Didn't, you know, like I said, that healthy give and take. Okay, it didn't exist. That's the past situation. Okay, that's the past energy. Moving forward, you've got the Nine of Swords in reverse in the concerns. So you're working through and processing these past energies, these past experiences. You're reconciling what they were, trying to gain some clarity and focus on the present. Okay, so this doesn't necessarily mean that you're overanalyzing. It means you're internally, you're basically running an internal process that is going to be very helpful towards your spiritual growth and development. Okay, this is a nurturing process. And I know it doesn't look like that on the card, but you can see the Nine of Swords in the upright depicts that the swords are present, but so is the owl. Okay, so if you can work through all of the swords and process through all of the swords, the wisdom and understanding that you need to make it through this dark night is there. Okay, so you might be in the 3D world. How that would manifest is you might be up nights processing things, losing sleep. Okay, so it would seem like anxiety, but it's not. It's just listlessness. You want to figure this out. You want to figure this out. You want to figure this out. So you're kind of thinking the same thoughts or rolling thoughts over and over and over again, trying to resolve them and reconcile them to your benefit or to the benefit of the situation, or trying to figure out what happened so that you don't make the same mistake, or so that you can communicate to your partner what it is that you really need in the situation, what you're really looking for in the situation. Okay, you're looking for the wisdom, and that comes through processing through the swords and reconciling each and every single one of them. Okay, that will bring the peace. In the meantime, the Two of Pentacles is in the way that you're viewing the situation. So I feel like this is needing some clarification. This is not complete. The Two of Pentacles all by itself, I don't feel like it's resonating at the energy of the Two of Pentacles per se. I do think that there's an element here of, how do I solidify and ground this relationship or this connection with this person beyond the Ace? Okay, so you're kind of bobbling around some ideas, okay, reconciling some things, trying to ground yourself. Okay, this is about grounding yourself in a desired outcome. Okay. And I don't think that you're wanting to express emotionally what's going on here. I think that you're wanting to kind of keep it a little bit to yourself. This whole experience is something that you kind of want to hold in. Why are you not emotionally expressing yourself? Why are you not telling this person how you feel? Okay, because the Strength card is here. Is there an element of intimidation? Do you feel like you're not worthy? That doesn't sound like a Gemini. Not externally anyway. Internally, you might have some insecurities. That would certainly cause your Seven of Swords to pop up. Internal conflict and insecurities. Okay. In an egocentric interpretation, this reading would very much in the 3D look like, doesn't this person know who they're dealing with? Don't they know what I've done for them? Don't they understand who I am in this situation? Or your partner is thinking that about you, like, why don't you understand who I am? Why don't you show me more emotional affection? Sometimes King of Cups can be about withholding affection. Let's get some more clarification on the King of Cups energy there, because I do feel like it's correlating to the Strength card, and you can see that these two are not looking at each other. So I want to see if this is your inner conflict that's kind of looking like this, or if this is actually going on between the two of you. Like you're not looking at each other right now. You're just like not talking to each other. Queen of Pentacles in reverse in the outcome or answer position, sorry. This indicates that the relationship isn't grounded. Okay, it's just not grounded. And let's get clarification as to what about it isn't grounded and why it's not grounded. So first of all, we're going to clarify the Two of Wands in reverse, because this is not necessarily about making a choice of partners. I do believe that this is one person, you and this other person, Gemmy. Okay, what I do believe that the Two of Wands represents is which path do you take? And I do essentially think with the universal cards as the Star and the Justice card here is whichever path you choose is going to be almost like a permanent path, okay? The cycle's going to close on this depending on the choice that you make. And I think that you're starting to realize that a lot of what is about to happen in the next chapter of your life is hinged on this decision. So we're going to really get nitty-gritty with this, because I really want to help you guys understand where you're at and what decision really needs to be made and what energies are kind of influencing this right now, okay? So Two of Wands in reverse, which deck we going to? Okay, Tarot deck. Queen of Cups in reverse already came out. And we've got the King of Cups here. Okay, so the Queen of Cups in reverse, the counterpart is the King of Cups. So you have the Three of Wands in reverse and the Ace of Cups in reverse. Okay, so here's your clarifiers. They popped right out of the deck. They were excited to show up in the reading. So the Two of Wands in reverse, this really is all about stagnation. That's what this is. Okay, stagnation at the 2, now it's at the energy of the 3. Growing stagnation emotionally. Okay, so it's like a standoff. That's what I'm seeing. That's what this is. Okay, and it might be petty based. You got what seems to be an almost petty seeming standoff, and you're trying to do the ego work or the illusionary identity work so that you can kind of level up and get over your pride a little bit here. The Leo card can sometimes represent pride. It's not negatively aspected in the read, so that really indicates to me that you're really needing to dig deep into your higher self and kind of overcome this nature here of pride and wanting to choose to lash out in a way that's hurtful and cause damage. Okay, and you're in a position with your partner or your counterpart here where there's emotional withholding. Nobody's being affectionate towards each other. It's business, hi, bye, you know, very contrite kind of structured communication, if there is communication. I don't see that the communication is fluid. I don't see that it's warm. It's not warm. This is a situation that has cooled off, and I think that it's been brought on by the universe. So understand that you guys are going through this because you have some inner work to do here. Okay, you have some inner work to do. That's the basis of the situation. You need to get away from the Queen of Swords energy or the Page of Swords or the Page of Wands energy, and you need to level up to the Empress. Okay, so let's find out what's kind of influencing your stagnation here, because this is really stagnant energy. It's emotionally stagnant, it's action stagnant, it's communication stagnant. It's just across the board stagnant. So you've reached a point where it's shit or get off the pot, right? I mean, it's kind of like pick one. How are you going to ground this situation? Are you going to take the high ground, and are you going to, you know, eat it and kind of move forward with this? Apologize for what you did, or forgive your partner even if they don't apologize? Or are you going to cut? You're kind of revamping your whole structure of relationships. And this is the vital part of this. Okay, we're going to really look into the Nine of Swords energy here. Okay, you would think that the Seven of Swords is the aspect, but that's just the influencing energy, which means it's like an option. Okay, it's the option to consider, but it's not the best course of action. Okay, and I think maybe in the past you've kind of wanted the admiration of this person, or they've wanted your admiration, but they're doing it in a, there's a lot of immaturity here, or inexperience, or just in general, what seems to be a collecting toxicity and stagnation. Someone needs to grow, okay? So someone has grown or outgrown this other person to some extent, and it's kind of like, come on, you need to grow with me or we're gonna grow apart type of situation is what I'm kind of seeing play out here, okay? Clarify the Strength card with the tarot. All right, we're going to clarify the Strength card. Could be dealing with a Leo. Yeah, you guys, this is a cycle. The universe is here. Okay, you've got the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. You guys are being so indecisive about this that it's taking too much time. That's what this stagnation is. Knight of Pents in reverse. You guys are being pushed forward now, and you're really thinking it's your partner that's pushing you and putting the pressure on. It's not. It's the universe. The universe is closing out this cycle, and you're feeling the pressure because you've sat on this too long and you haven't made a decision, and you've been needing to decide. Okay, so here's the King of Swords. He showed up. I'm just waiting for the Queen to show up too and be the counterpart of the King of Swords. So the reason why I feel a bit cautious about the King of Swords showing up in this reading is because there's an element here where you want to make a good choice. Okay, you want to be clear about the communication and you want to make a good choice. But in relationships, when you're talking about moving forward in a relationship, the King of Cups is really the person that you need to confer with. So the King of Swords can't make this decision all by himself. There's an emotional component to love and relationships that needs to be considered, not just logic and analysis. Okay, so these guys inside the duality of Gemini, for you guys, you got to get your twins on the same page. You've got to get your head and your heart space working together as a team. Okay, that's what's coming through in the reading. And that could be the duality of the Two of Pentacles. It could be the stagnation of the Two of Wands in reverse, the two energy here. It really needs to level up, and it needs to level up quickly. And you guys are really being pressed by the universe to make a decision. And I think what the Queen of Pentacles in reverse is kind of representing here is you don't want to make the wrong choice. Because you realize, or you feel instinctively or intuitively, that the gravity of this situation is going to play out for the next chapter of your life. So it's either you're going to move forward with this partner and you're going to kind of assimilate into all of the spiritual growth that's associated with this relationship, and you're going to step into your power, step into your spiritual self, step into your role, or you're going to give in to the ego, you're going to give in to this illusionary identity, you're going to continue living this low vibrational life over here. And the reason why I associate it with low vibrational life is because it's really like a life of material things. Okay, and it's I mean, which is fine. There's no judgment here. If you're not ready to choose your spiritual path, that's okay. You're not ready. You're just not ready. So do a little bit more work to be ready. But I will tell you this. Wisdom would dictate that no one's ever ready. Like, you're never going to feel ready. You discover your readiness when you step by faith onto that path. Okay, and that's really, okay, that's what's coming through here for the King of Cups, King of Swords. This is evidence, this is faith. Okay, there's enough evidence. There's enough evidence for you to make a decision. There's enough evidence. Okay, but you guys aren't stepping out on faith. Okay, and I think that has to do with reconciling some things from your past traumas or your past hurts or past heartaches. You guys are really needing to work through this and find the wisdom in it. Okay, so that you know that you're taking the correct action. Okay, we're going to clarify the Two of Pentacles Moonology. This is about action. Even though it's the Two of Pentacles, which is really about material grounding. And I think that this is really depicting a fiery climax approaches. Well, if you're dealing with a Leo, no doubt. Okay, but I think that's really about passion. Okay, because there's some wands here. Oh, here you go. Show the world the real you. It came out in reverse. It's time to take the mask off, Gemmy. That's what you guys are doing. You guys have to get in touch with your truest self here and look at the bigger picture that came out for you in addition to a fiery climax, okay? Fiery can mean a lot of passion. So if you haven't seen this person in a while and you get together, that could be like, really, if you're being cold and distant and you haven't talked with or connected with this person in a while, it's time to mask off. It's time to get out of your pride. It's time to get out of your ego. It's time to get out of analysis mode, because you need to reconnect with your emotional self and understand that what you're feeling for this person is going to weigh in on this decision far more than the evidence, okay? Because this is going to be a bit of a leap of faith for you. Not because it has to be a leap of faith, because the evidence is there. That's what I'm seeing in the cards. The evidence is there. You're just, you're hesitating. I want to say resisting. You're resisting. You're resisting and you're pushing back and you're not moving with the natural flow of the universe. And you're feeling that energy in the relationship and your interactions, but you're kind of projecting that onto your partner and saying, it's them. Why are they doing it? They're not. They're mirroring back to you what you're doing because they're not going to, they're not going to overinvest. So they're mirroring and matching your investment. Okay. So if you text, they text back. If you call, they answer and they talk with you. So it's not like they're not warm and receptive. They're just not taking a lot of initiative because I feel like this is something that's kind of the ball's in your court. And they just kind of they have no choice but to hang back and wait for you to kind of decide where to take this. And you're not deciding, so they can't move forward either unless they want to move forward without you. And I mean, you guys, they very well could. The Strength card is here. Okay, they'll turn on their heel if they have to. And, you know, they'll muster up the inner strength to, you know, move forward without you if they have to. So you guys have to get in touch with yourselves here and really find out what it is that you're feeling. Stop with all the distractions. Although, no, not distractions. There's some self-care deficits. Because of the sleepless nights and the things that are going on with this, with the Nine of Swords, which we haven't clarified, it's coming. Yeah, let's dig into the Nine of Swords, okay? Because there's some self-care deficits, or self-love deficit is what I'm getting, which is why there's this card to overcompensate for the lack of self-love, okay? So this is overcompensatory. This doesn't need to be here, which is why it's an influencing energy. You can ditch this and still have a healthy relationship. It doesn't need to be here. Okay, so Nine of Swords. Nine of Swords. What's going on with the Nine of Swords? What is Gemini processing? I'm being told to leave that card there for now. It's the Patience card, by the way. Oh, look. Indecision popped out. Okay. I use my intuition in all aspects of life. Loneliness. Okay, so this is a card that I feel is depicting for you, because it came out in reverse, that you may be clarifying whether or not you're choosing this relationship out of loneliness because you don't want to be alone anymore. But the affirmation is, I know I am never alone. You're not alone, Gemmy. It doesn't overall look like this relationship's unhealthy. I think the toxic energy is really coming from this over-defensive posturing that's taking place here, and this internal conflict in the mind and the analysis that's taking place, and the lack of spirituality or the lack of faith. Okay? It's kind of what I'm getting here. Adversity. I accept that challenges are the best way to learn. So there's something in this situation. Yeah, there's some challenge or some type of conflict here that you're not resolving. I think that this really speaks to that card, though, because we talked about this inner conflict, this inner working of all these different thoughts or all these different past experiences and how we've reconciled them. And we need to take our newfound wisdom as we've matured and experienced something different and better, and re-reconcile, I guess, or repeat the reconciliation process of all of these things from, you know, maybe childhood traumas or childhood experiences, our past relationships. Sometimes our first relationship that we've ever had can actually cause us to become dysfunctional in all the other relationships because we never want to experience the painful breakup process again. So we get really defensive, and we get, can develop some defense mechanisms to help protect us from that. And subsequently, they keep us from connecting. Okay, so you're looking for all the evidence that this is a good relationship, but you're not connecting with your emotional self to let your emotional self tell you how you feel about being in a relationship with this person. And that's important. Is there anything else here for Jimmy? I'm getting yes. Balance. Okay, well, here you go. We've got an out of balance Temperance, and we've got a balance with the Justice. So this is confirmation coming through that the 9 of Swords energy in reverse has to do with balance, or a lack of balance, or creating balance. Okay, I bring a state of perfect harmony into my world, and I do so without judgment. And I think we were talking about how this is judgment from an overprotective standpoint, but I think that the 9 of Swords in reverse is about our past experiences and the judgment calls that we've made as a result of the emotional pain we've experienced. Okay, reconciling those to deciding, what it was about the situation that we don't want to repeat necessarily, but not always drawing a correct conclusion. So balancing that out. And I also think that this comes down to clarifying the balance between the heart and the head space. They don't have to agree. They have 2 different points of view. The head space is not going to be emotional, and the heart space is not going to be analytical. So getting them on the exact same page isn't necessarily going to be possible realistically, but they could form 2 different perspectives in the same chapter of the same book. And they would enrich the story because one has the perspective of all the evidence of why this relationship is a good return on investment, and then the emotional aspect of it of, sometimes you have to allow things to be in a relationship that you don't necessarily like because you love the person. And loving them stems, from your internal intuition and your internal self. Creating a harmonious balance of those is vital to mainstaying long-term relationships. Okay, and then that internal balance with yourself is part of your own relationship with yourself. Okay, any other cards for Gemini? We're going to clarify the Queen of Pentacles in reverse using the Moonology deck. That sounded really nasally. I don't like it when it does that. So we're gonna oh, coffee at 9 o'clock at night. What is it? 9 o'clock? God, I don't even know what time it is. I don't think it's that late. I'm just saying it feels like it. But anyway, so Queen of Pentacles in reverse. What do you got for us, universe? Geminis. Oh, if I didn't say it, this is your end of April reading from the 15th to the end of the month. Goodness gracious. The answers you need are coming. Full moon in Gemini. There you go. Fully represented. Although vague. And I do not allow vague responses of a who I'll be all. I like more details because I'm a Scorpio, and that is anxiety driven. Like that will just make my anxiety worse. So Spirit, I'm going to ask for additional clarifying and more specific cards. Oh no, there's moisture on the table. I don't like that with my cards here. No, not allowed. Where are we going for additional information? If there's another Moonology card. Okay, so Temperance is sometimes about patience and waiting, divine timing. Okay, so I do feel like you understand to some extent that this is, it's coming around. Okay, yeah, so the answer is surrender to the divine. That is the answer. Yeah. No more of this, Gemini. No more. This does not bring harmonious connection in a relationship with a partner. No more of this. Yeah, you guys have to really embody the Empress energy now. The universe is even telling you it's time to step up. You guys got to step up into this. No more games, no more word salad, no more covert psychological playing around, flirty banter with multiple partners. You gotta settle. You don't have to settle down, okay? I tell myself that all the time. Settling down isn't about settling. It's about accepting that there are things that you want in life, and part of what you give to those things that you want, you sacrifice from something else, and it's a transference of that energy. So no, it's, you know, going out to the clubs and just change it up, you know, mountain biking, or picnicking on a Saturday afternoon and then spending the evening canoodling is, you know, it has to replace some of the immature activities or the less experienced or the previous activities that you do from that life. It's time to level up is what I'm really seeing in this reading. So I hope that resonated for some of you guys. I hope the clarification really helps you guys with your decision moving forward. If you liked the reading, click the like button. It helps the video circulate so that it can help as many people as possible, as many Geminis and cross-watchers as possible. I don't feel like there's any messages coming through for cross-watchers this end of the month. The previous reads for all of the signs do have, I do believe that there is some advice for cross-watchers that embodies the total month and the collective energies for the month of April. So no cross-watcher cards this particular reading. Sorry, guys. If you're a subscriber, welcome back. Thank you guys so much. I love that you guys are here. I love what's going on with this, you know, the channel. I love to watch it grow. I'm excited every time I log in and I see that I've got new subscribers and new comments. I like interacting with you guys. I'm having a great experience with this, actually. I really love this. So I'm glad I did this. Let me just share with you on this video that I am glad that I stepped out and leveled up. I'm glad that I took that leap of faith and moved into my strength and into my true self and started expressing that to people as I've taken off the mask. So yeah. Oh, tear. So yeah, notification bell. If you want to get a notification on your device about, you know, when I have new content uploaded to the channel, go ahead and click that notification bell. If you want a personal read, description box is where you can find information on how to reach out to me. Let's see. Other than that, I think that pretty much covers all the bases, you guys. Thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. I love all you guys. Namaste. And of course, have a great night. Bye.